Hello and welcome to the Circle episode that comes on your way every Thursday. I am your host Khadija Tujete, and with me on the studio we have representatives from yundum upper and senior secondary school as they are preparing for their upcoming sport activity. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You may introduce yourself to the audience.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum, audience. I am Mr. Lamin Kanyi, teacher at yundum upper and senior secondary school. And like she said, we are here on behalf of the sports department, and I'm here in my capacity as the IPRO. And we are here with our brother. I think he can also introduce himself.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. You may tell us who you are.
Okay, I am Samper Mendy, Alliance as many call SP. I am representing on behalf of yundum upper and senior secondary school sport department. Yeah.
Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. Before we talk about the inter-hous, let us talk about the relevance of sport in schools first. Why do you think sports should be introduced in Gambian schools?
Yeah, sport is introduced already in the Gambian schools, like from primary, I believe, even nursery. People are doing PE. So at the elementary level, they are doing PE, even up at the senior level, at the tertiary level as well. At the college, there are educational courses that are actually centered on physical and health education. So basically, it is already introduced, and it is very important. Like people are gifted in different ways. There are some people that might be very good in class, but they might not be very good in the pitch. There are people that are good in the pitch, they might not be good in the class. But there are people also that are good in both the field and outside, and inside the class as well. So sports has a lot of relevance, as far as personal development is concerned. Yeah.
Like some schools, they do have annual inter-house competition, but some schools, they don't.
Yeah.
That's why, I was asking whether it should be, why do you think it should be introduced in school? Because it is good for the health of the students.
That's right.
Once they are engaged in it. But some schools take it as something that is very time consuming. It is going to affect their academic.
Yeah. I believe those schools should actually understand that this is part of the extracurricular activities are part of the school system.
Okay.
It is part of the curriculum that is actually guiding the way and manner in which schools should be run. Physical and health education, extracurricular activities are part of the school curriculum.
Yeah.
So I believe all schools should actually use the curriculum as far as the way they operate is concerned. So I believe schools that are not actually doing inter-house and other extracurricular activities are denying the students from what is actually supposed to be theirs. That is a denial. It's a direct denial. So I believe this is part of the curriculum, and every school have to make sure they give the students what they're supposed to give them. It is part of the curriculum, and it must be followed and honored.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Just to ask you, Mr. SP, like you said, Samper.
Yeah, Samper,
SP, yeah. Okay. How do sports promote discipline among students or teamwork?
Generally, by understanding of sports, sport goes with discipline. It brings people together. Like in the objective of physical and health education, we said it serves as a means of livelihood and also promote bilateral relationship among people. Like people from different areas can meet during any sporting activity, and they will bring all their ideas together, and at the end they will build a quadrilateral relationship among themselves. Just like we assume, in the curriculum of school sports, there is extracurricular activity where schools need to compete with another schools. It's because of sport, that's why I'm able to know Mr. Kanye, we sitting right here.
Wow.
So sport always bring people together. People learn from one another in any gathering of sport where they meet, they interact and share ideas. That's the beauty of sport generally.
Thank you so much. That's really interesting. Mr. Kanye, how can schools in the Gambia make students to get access to sporting facilities?
That's a very important question, and thank you for asking that. I believe when it comes to facilities, we have a very long way to go as a country, because you see most of the international athletes that we have in the Gambia here, they find it difficult to train. Most of them even have to travel to Senegal when they are doing their training. You talk about the likes of Gina Bass. As I'm speaking to you right now, she's not here. the likes of Ibrahima, Kamara, and other people are not here. If you want to have quality training, you have to fly out of the Gambia in order to be able to get one. So that is a problem. But I believe when it comes to access to the facilities, it depends on the sport that you are talking about. Example, when you are talking about athletics, I believe most of the schools, because the education policy allows every school to have a particular playground, because the education policy believes that every school must have a playground, because that is actually in tandem with the saying that says that all play no joke makes Jack a dull boy. So basically that is what every school actually goes to do. So what happened here is schools have playground where they normally do that. That is the football fields, and it is not a problem like accessing football fields where they can actually be able to do athletics training. Like you talk about all yundum upper and senior secondary school, we have a very standard football football field that we have, and that is where our able trainer trains with our athletes. He is the senior trainer for the all yundum upper and senior secondary schools athletics team. But you have other schools also that find it challenging to have a particular field where they can actually be able to do their training. So that is a problem. But I think access to facilities is a problem.
Yeah,
and mostly it's only the football fields that we use when it comes to training. So it's a big problem. But as you know, we are still at the grassroots level as far as sports is concerned in the Gambia, especially athletics, because it is very hard for you to count stars that are international in the Gambia here. With the support they need, the support they require is all issues. So basically, facilities are really challenging. But at the school level, what they access is just football fields. That is where they normally do their training. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that wonderful contribution.
Yeah.
When you come to you, what would you say about how like sport reduces stress and then promote mental health to students?
Coming back to the interaction and bilateral relationship that students get, like certain students are there, it's only sport that can bring their attention to the school environment. Certain students are there, they normally have certain problems, stress at home, but them coming to the school, having recreational activities among themselves in the school can bring back their concept in the school. Sport generally in the school contribute to the welfare of every single individual, especially more the students generally. Yeah.
Very true.
Thank you so much. And how do you think sport can build the cultural gap between students?
The cultural gap?
Yeah.
Like in which sense? In which essence?
Like in social.
Social, yeah. Like he rightly said, sport is what brings some people closer to each other. Like he said, if you go to schools, when it is time for academics, people are always together. You understand what I mean? But the only time that they get so close to each other is when they go outside to do sporting activities like athletics, football, and other things. So it makes them to be social when they get together. Like when you talk about football, so other people are there, they find it very challenging when they're in class to talk. Even you ask them a simple question, they find it challenging to speak up in class. But the moment you take them outside, they tend to get close to each other, and that is how they get sociable, and that promotes unity, like he said, among students.
Yeah, thank you so much. I believe sport really build the gap between cultural. Like some people, when you come to sport, there is nothing like you're this tribe, my culture, this, my culture, that. Yes, sport builds that gap between people or between students.
Very true.
Coming back to the inter-house, when is it scheduled to take place?
Yeah, the inter-house is scheduled to take place on the 16th and 17th of January. 16 will be the hits, and 17 will be the inter-house itself. And then there will be ticketing, of course. There will be ticketing, and the tickets will be sold at $30 for both days. That is the 16th and the 17th. Yeah, and then security and other things are all put in place. Yeah, but to answer your question, it is scheduled to take place on the 16th and 17th.
How are athletes being distributed to various houses?
Yes, because generally when you hear inter-house, it is a competition, and a type of competition called intramural competition that is organized within the four corners of the school, where students and teachers need to be distributed to various gunas. And right. In all yundum we have red house, blue house, green house, and
yellow,
and white house. Yellow, it has been changed now to white house.
Yeah.
Yes. So the way students have been distributed distributed like based on a register, but we have certain students whom you know that they are already training they are already training for the extramural to represent the school, because the aim of the inter-house is to select athletes to represent the school in the external competition.
Sure.
But generally we do have certain already do certain screening, and we have been training. So those athletes I do separate them, because based on their standard, like I cannot just put all the senior athletes in one kunda. I need to distribute them to various kundas, while when we are doing under the selection on the inter-house, we do go to the registers and distribute classes to various kundas for this competition, where we need to select for the extramural competitions also. So they have been distributed based on their classes. Like generally when we said 10 arts 1 will all join red house, and 10 arts 2 will go to blue house, and it goes on.
Wow, that's interesting. I think it's a fair play already.
Yeah, it is like to add some ingredients to what he has actually talked about. Yeah, it is true. The distribution has already happened. At the student level, we have distributed them into like he rightly said, you take the register and then divide them into the various kundas. And as you know, we have 4 kundas, like he rightly mentioned. And for the athletes that are training, that are actually under his custody, those that are actually training with him, were distributed based on the events and their competence as well, because we want to make sure the inter-house is competitive. The spectators that will come, you give them the flavor of what they want.
Exactly.
And in order for you to do that, you have to make sure you place all these athletes at where they can be, so that the competition will be tense and spectators will actually have something that they can remember for. Yeah, so basically it is going to be a red letter day. It will be very interesting.
But I just hope there is a lane for extreme, because I am fully prepared.
Yeah,
definitely, you are highly welcome. As I said in the earlier on, you will open our event. You will give out.
When I said I hope there is a lane prepared for, I don't say.
But normally, we used to have a special lane for the external.
Yeah.
No, but I'm not.
Especially the last event. Normally, when there is because last year I remember there was actually a relay between the ex-students,
and the teachers,
the Red Cross. And there's a particular set of, I believe,
the press.
Exactly, press as well. So that used to be so interesting. So I think the same trend will continue this time around.
I'm not doubting myself, but I'm not starting.
I only hope that you are ready for this on that day. So start training. You have few days to go.
No problem.
Yeah.
What benefit do you think participants, especially the athletes, will gain from participating in this inter-house?
Yes, because it is inter-house. To me right now and my athletes, for us, we are just taking this inter-house as fun, and also a way where we can select athletes for the extramural competition. That's my motive. But there is a very big importance during the inter-house, because you need to sell out yourself, you need to expose yourself. Inter-house is the ground where you need to prove yourself, so that the spectators and the people and the administration in the school will have trust in the athletes that have been prepared for the inter-school. That's where it is starting. It is starting in the school before going outside. If you cannot do anything in your own compound, I don't think that you can do it outside. So we are building it inside, and then we move outside. There is a very big, but because there are certificates that needs to be awarded, and as the plan is going, also there will be medalists, because all yundum, as I always said, we are on transformation. We want to build all yundum to be a sporting ground. Definitely, sport is part of anything in the Gambia here, or in life. You cannot do anything in the absence of sports.
I think you should do justice to people like me.
Yeah,
basketball is what I should be playing. By now, I should be making money. I should be making money through basket.
That's right, but don't give up on that dream.
Hurry up, I can't wait for this transformation.
No worries.
We are on it. As you can, if you go to the school right now, you will see a volleyball court within the design there. As we are going, we are moving further to build basketball as well, because sport is a means of career. If you cannot do it in pen, you might do it with the use of your legs or your hands. Because ST is here, Jisul is here, they are all benefiting through their mouths.
That's right.
So you have Gina Bass, who is also benefiting benefiting
From
with
the
the
legs.
use of legs. So
Legs and, yeah.
anything can happen. As teachers, we are there to build people's dream.
Very
Right.
true. Yeah.
Inshallah.
That's right.
This is what we call development. It does not come once, but it comes like one after the other. Inshallah, we will get to the destination.
Very true. Very true.
Okay, I just want to ask like the turnout of students and teachers during last year's inter-house.
Yeah, the turnout was impressive. We had a very impressive turnout last year. Students came in their large numbers, and then teachers also came in their large numbers. And their level of participation was also very impressive. They did what was actually expected of them.
Wow.
Students came, and each of them wanted to represent their kundas. You remember, every kunda will want to have first position.
Yeah.
So in doing so, every participant, every member of the kunda will actually want to participate in what you can do, so you can give your kunda greater points, so they can actually emerge victorious. So to answer your question, last year's inter-house was really a success, and then the community of yundum and the surrounding villages and towns really came to make sure they graced that particular day with us. And then to sum it up, it was really a success. Yeah, it was really a success.
In addition to what he's saying, as we said, we are on transformation. What is there last year, what we are expecting this year will be more.
Will be more
the
than-
expectation
because
is
we-
very high.
I can't wait.
We
Yeah.
always want to amaze the spectators with difference,
Inshallah,
you understand? So this time around, like he said, yundum is actually on transformation, like he rightly put it. Every year we want to come with difference. We want to come with things that have not been existing at the school. And one of those things is what he actually emphasized. That is about the volleyball loan that we have there. It is a ground, and then we want to build it to make sure it is a volleyball standard court, where students that are actually passionate about volleyball can go to and have what they want to play. That is volleyball gym. And like you mentioned in your time, there was nothing like basketball loan. And I'm glad that you have to say that you are passionate about basketball, and that is why I have to tell you that do not give up on that dream. Like he said, we are on transformation, and we are grateful to have people like him. Since he came, he has always been making sure that the school moves from where it is to a different level, and that is why we appreciate him, and then we appreciate the work that he does.
If I can remember, Khadija, the time that you are doing your basketball, volleyball and tennis, you do it on the inside the field, where near the classroom, where other classes are having their lessons, and you people are there to interrupt them, because all their attention is on you guys. But if you come to the school right now, there is a special place that is designed while lesson will be going on, and also practicals also will be going on in different
alongside
areas.
without having to disturb each other. Basically, that's
then I can say like the administration together with the sport department are on hygiene. This is inter-house, like I've seen it already. Successful.
I'm happy I'm happy that
it's already set.
your ladies there waiting for you. And I'm happy that you mentioned about the administration. We are very grateful as teachers of yundum upper and senior secondary school to have an administration like Mr. Gomez and Madam Jalo Jata at the upper basic. As you may know, when you were there, Mr. Gomez was still the principal. But this is a man who is gifted in a very different way. He is actually a true embodiment of a leader. He's actually a leader, and he likes to give out. Remember, he was actually at Jamisa, and Jamisa have registered enormous successes as far as sports is concerned, including academics as well. So when he come to yundum, that is the transformation part that he has started. And anytime, I don't remember us going to Mr. Gomez and he will not give a helping hand. Anytime we go to him about sports, he's interested. Academics, he's interested. Likewise, Madam Jalo Jata, even though she has just joined us recently. So at the admin level, we are very grateful to have a leadership like them. And then as teachers also, we are trying to sit on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and then monthly basis to make sure we discuss about the plans that we can actually lay forward towards advancing the sports and academics of yundum upper and senior secondary school. So the transformation is gearing up, and it is actually impressive.
Thank you so much for that brief explanation of like both the admin and then their hard work and their dedication to what they do.
That's right.
Like for Mr. Gomez, like he really supports extracurricular activities. For the new principal of the upper basic rather, like during her time of coming, like I wasn't there, so I cannot say much about her.
That's right.
But
that's
I believe
right.
she's someone also very supportive.
Yes.
This is to tell you that sport and academic is just like two sides of a coin. So both go together because not everyone is good in the classroom. So we need to give chance to students to come out and then showcase their talents through extracurricular activities. So thank you so much for coming. What do you have to tell both Kunda Masters and their athletes?
Yeah, thank you so much, Madam Khadija Jeite, and to the Kunda Masters and their Kunda students. What we can actually tell them is that they will receive the names of the students that belong to their Kundas, and then, like they used to do, let them actually make sure this year's inter-house is really a success by making sure they participate like they used to, and then make sure they have enough training with their athletes. So that they can emerge victorious. But to assure them, this particular inter-house is going to be an inter-house with difference, and there is even going to be a particular set of people that will be those that will be the group that will be responsible for appeals. You know, if there is anything that you are not happy about during the course of the inter-house, you can actually go to the appeal committee where you can lodge your complaint, and we want to assure them that the appeal committee will make sure they do justice where it is due. So the inter-house is going to be a success, and then we hope that we do it in peace and harmony. Yeah.
Inshallah. What do you have to say before we conclude?
For me, the success of the inter-house lies on the hands of the students and their house masters, because the sport department is just there to coordinate. And I believe the way they are doing it, we are only there to guide them on certain things that they might feel confused of. But to me, I have no problem with the house masters and the athletes generally, because as for now, they have been preparing, and whatsoever that they don't understand, they always ask, and we always guide them to the success of the inter-house. If the inter-house is successful, then we will say bravo to the sport department, generally to the student body. But the surprising thing is, right now, the ex-students have been making a lot of calls. The ex-students of all yundum giving me calls that they can, for me to tell them their role during this inter-house. I said, wow, it is a surprise hearing this, because this is my second year in all yundum. But the first year, the challenge that I have, I don't see any ex-student coming. But this year, I am smelling something that they are calling me, telling me they are ready to work and make this inter-house successful, which I am so proud of to see them. Special more next week Thursday, which will be having a lot of work with the ex-students about the preparation of the inter-house. And then also the success of the inter-house, we will also say bravo to the ex-student, because they contribute a lot to any activity that we are doing in the school. Even right now, as I am speaking, even the caretakers are all aware of this inter-house. So they are all ready for this day. So and they will have their not going to be an easy event. The caretakers will have their own. It will not be an easy event. But Kanye, I have one surprising event that I am including this year, which in the Gambia here I never see any school that is that have put. That is the endomorphy 60 meters.
Okay, yeah, you told me about that. You told me about that. Yeah. I think we need to feature that. Yeah, we need to feature that.
So
it will be interesting.
To me, it will be one of the most interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting. And that is just a tip of the iceberg. What he said.
Which body type did you belong?
For you see me, so you already know.
Which body type did you belong? No, just
I'm an actor. I'm an actor, you know.
Don't worry. My people and I think, where do I even belong? Myself, I don't know.
You don't know?
Right. Okay, anyways, as they are saying, they are the representative from all upper and senior secondary school sport department. They are on Hygiene. Please don't miss this day. On the 16th and on the 17th.
On the 17th.
It's going to be very fun. Be there to enjoy and be educated. It is full of fun, experience, and discipline. Thank you so much. See you next week.